Welcome to Midweek Football with Young Leg and Burrows, brought to you by 2 Foot Talk. We've got Champions League action, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Neymar dancing, Vinny dancing, and why the fuck is there a Newcastle highlight? Either way, we're getting into it. Let's get the winners, and let's get some midweek football. Yeah, you know why that intro still plays is because it's a Newcastle versus Everton Champions League highlight. Like, who are you trying to fool here, Champions League? But what's going on? Midweek football, ladies and gentlemen, Champions League edition, brought to you by 2 Foot Talk. I am your host. They call me Young Leg. With me, as always, Burrows. What it do?
What's good, man?
You know, chilling, smoking all day.
Nice.
Do whatever the hell I want. Got Champions League football on tomorrow. Getting eggs Benny tomorrow. Wow, my week sounds fantastic already, doesn't it, guys?
Hell yeah. I spent 4.5 hours on the phone with insurance today, so I'm pretty much ready to slam my head through this desk.
Well, don't worry. I'm going to start you out with a banger. And we're going to get right into this Champions League slate. Not going to be doing Europa League just to get ahead of things. I know This is midweek football. It's still midweek. You're right. We'll talk about it on Wednesday. We'll get fuck yous done on Wednesday. There's plenty to talk about. Let's get into the slate, though. So, again, to get ahead of it, we're going to be going in order of the actual slate. So I'm looking at FOTMob. I'm looking at the fixtures. We got the 12:45 boys. We got the 3 o'clock games. Shout out to East Coast if you're not on that time. Do math. I will not. I'm skipping Barcelona. Get ahead of it. Yo, we're not talking about this Barcelona game. You're playing Shakhtar. I feel like I just wipe my eyes and I see Manchester City or fucking Barcelona playing Shakhtar. They win 3-0. They're at home. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Give me a Pedri shot on target if he starts. I'm out on this game. So I'm going to move right on to the actual game I want to talk to, unless Oaks is going to give me a miracle pick.
No, there's nothing to talk about with this game. Barca's like minus fucking 500. Louis minus fucking 175 for a goal.
And he's washed too. That's the other bad part. Is like,
right.
Who wants to bet on this Lewandowski?
Right. And like, yeah, I mean, there was I don't know why Barca fans always feel the need to be like in my fucking comments section and on my Twitter, but like, yo, dude, like you guys lost, but like, I think you're shit, but even I think you can beat Shakhtar.
Yeah, that's always kind of been like the Shakhtar, you made it to the Champions League.
Good for you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, you got a lot of legendary like clubs that you got to play against and like your photos next to probably on their victory runs. But let's get into the actual game. We're going right to the big one for me. This is like a kind of like will shape the group and how this is going to go.
Yeah.
Dortmund versus Newcastle. Newcastle going to the big yellow wall. Not really sure how Newcastle is going to travel in Europe. I completely trust Eddie Howe to still play his style of football. They have been not as tight defensively away. And, now with Botman's out, Burns is out as far as we know. And they seem to be who's the young bull that also got hurt? Was that Target or was it Elliott? One of them also got hurt. But they're kind of dwindling now, which was already not like the deepest bench over at Newcastle. And I'm still looking at Newcastle plus 150 versus Dortmund at Dortmund. And I'm still loving that number. There's something about Dortmund and getting absolutely castrated by Bayern that I don't really care about any of these injuries. Newcastle's just playing good football. I think Callum Wilson's really struggling in front of net, and I still think Newcastle's going to win this game. Like, there's just a lot of negatives for Newcastle, but Dortmund, as a football club, at home, away, doesn't matter. Champions League doesn't matter. Dortmund just doesn't play good football. I think their 1-0 win over Newcastle was kind of a fluke, and I think Callum Wilson owes us all a goal, and Bruno Gomes is going to keep playing shithouse football, which I fucking love, so I'm taking him for a booking.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, listen, Dortmund getting a victory in St. James Park definitely took me by surprise. I was running my mouth a lot about how Newcastle's number was disrespectful and that they were going to shit hump Dortmund. And I looked kind of foolish. That said, what has Dortmund done since that impresses you? Like, if you can give me a valid argument for why Dortmund is going to win this match, I'm all ears and I'm happy to listen. Until somebody presents me that argument, fuck you mean it's Newcastle draw no bet -110 all fucking day.
Agreed. Again, give me a Flash Gordon shot on target and a Guimaraes card for sure. And I feel like at this point, Callum Wilson owes me a goal so heavily that I can't hop off the Callum Wilson train. He's the number 9 up there. Isak's out, so I don't know who's going to even take that spot if they were to lose faith in him. I think he's just kind of waiting for his opportunity because there's so many of them. We'll take Arsenal tears on Wednesday, but there's just so many opportunities for Callum Wilson that he's got to finish one of these. Moving on. We're going to Atletico versus Celtic. So we said it last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever the fuck we did the last show where these teams literally just play each other. We're just at a new stadium. I have a lot less faith in Celtic, but Atleti's coming off a loss against Cadiz and is just looking a little bit pathetic after that. Maybe this is a good bounce back for them, but I still think defensively they're struggling heavily. So I'm going heavy on my boy. You already know, Matthew O'Reilly. O'Reilly. Tottenham wants him, apparently. Don't ruin my fucking day again, Tottenham. I got him for a shot on target, +175. Didn't even shout the number. Just to take 2 shots, +160. To score or assist. Couldn't get a number for that one yet. But just if anything is going to happen, there's like 3 players on Celtic that I know will be responsible for it. O'Reilly's one of them. I like Maida for a shot on target and for Yohashi as well for a shot on target. I just think if Celtic does get something in the back of the net, which Atletico is struggling to even keep Cadiz out, I think Celtic might be able to get one here too. One of those guys are going to be responsible. Oh, yeah, and both teams' score number kind of looks a little sexy right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, Celtics getting a goal. That's for sure. Atleti gave up a goal to Alves at home, gave up a goal to Sociedad at home, gave up 2 to Feyenoord at home, gave up 2 to Cadiz at home, gave up 1 to Madrid at home, gave up 1 to Granada. They haven't kept a clean sheet even in their building the entire fucking season. Also, just so everybody knows, like Atleti has no road wins on the season, including the draw they took at Celtic. I think this Celtic team's live. I think Atleti saw a little bit of like, I don't know. They got big eyes. They were ahead of Barcelona. They were 3rd on the table. They beat Madrid, and then on Friday they went to the islands and they got shit pumped by Las Palmas. They didn't just lose. They got shit pumped and embarrassed. Coming back to your crib, you want to put on a little better showing, but like I said, this Celtic team is full of dogs. You give Celtic +1.5 at +100 on the Asian handicap. Like, you're telling me Celtic doesn't keep this to a 1-goal game? I'll take that kind of all day. As Leg mentioned, I got to go back to my notes from last week because I really just kind of looked at sides and totals for this week's numbers. But, you know, all the player props I said for Fukushari, O'Reilly, and what's the other dude's name who had the assist? Last match that you were hoping would be O'Reilly, but wasn't. Give me a second. I got it up right here. Head to head.
I'll say I don't know. I only look at O'Reilly. That's my only friend.
I know that's your boy. Menda is the other guy on Celtic who's got like double-digit goals and assist combos for the season. So, yeah, I mean, guys with double-digit goals and assists, even on a team like Celtic, they're probably going to do stuff.
Oh, wow.
I know, it makes me the smartest guy on the planet, right?
No, I know. It's always just like, wow, what a great point. Hey, these guys probably going to do some shit, you know? Next one I got Porto versus Antwerp. This is one where what?
Real quick, Dane Night Gaming, yeah. go ahead and bet anything you want on Bet Rivers in advance because they will void anybody not in the starting 11, just so you know. Bet Rivers is one. Them and Bet 365 are like the only sport book that do it, but you're perfectly fine taking player prop numbers early there.
Porto versus Antwerp. This one, I feel like Porto's getting disrespected heavily, and I can understand why. They've had a very rough go in Champions League. But then when I look at just João Mario to have a shot on target, and there's a plus 110 next to it, and I don't even shop the number, it's always just like, okay, well, the guy who takes the penalty kicks and most of their set pieces, yeah, I think he might hit the rectangle in a must-win at home versus Antwerp. Get some fucking points in Europe. Porto, it's a big number. What was it, like minus 180? But it's still just so easily parlayable. You throw that with just over 1.5, you can get closer to a plus sign. Or you just pick one shot on target from João Mario. Taremi is still up top and still a fucking absolute wagon. There's just way too many ways to flirt with that Porto number. I saw a couple that were at minus 170, which I like a little bit better. But Antwerp doesn't impress me. They don't impress me traveling. And good luck to them keeping the boys out of the net. Evan Nilsson, I think, is the other guy that he either like doesn't score or puts up a hat trick every other game.
Yeah.
I like him for an assist, actually. We're going to go a little off there.
Nice. Yeah. That was the problem with Taremi last time. I said it was Porto really easily. Antwerp got a goal first half. Some people were sweating, and then I'm pretty sure Porto beat the brakes off them 4-1. I told you Antwerp was better at home. I guarantee you this team isn't shit on the road in Portugal. Antwerp have absolutely fucking nothing to bring to Portugal, and they're not very good on the road in Belgium as it is. And just a couple of things I want to mention. I'm a big momentum guy. Porto just lost in the Portuguese league at home to Estrela, who I don't even know who that club is, so they're not very good. There's like 5 or 6 teams you got to pay attention to in Portugal, and they're not one of them. So Porto is going to be mad, and they're going to be looking for, to reward their home fans like, yo, sorry we fucked up over the weekend. Let's get you a dub and put on a show today during midweek. And the other thing is Antwerp just beat Genk over the weekend, which is it's a top of the table matchup in Belgium. So when you go all out and you put 3 goals on your rivals in the first half and then have to hang on to a 3-2 win in the second half when Genk comes storming back, that takes a lot out of you. And I think it's going to be really hype for a team that's not used to playing midweek football to go into Portugal and fuck with Porto, who plays midweek football every single season. So, yeah, it's Porto by 1 million, Taremi anytime goal.
Next one I got, and this is really just on here because I couldn't believe the number. Leipzig also sent at like minus 170. I feel like we always make fun of how they travel, and they did struggle this weekend after we talked about how they were looking better at it. They are actually looking better at traveling. Even when it's going to be to Manchester. So Red Star, it's a tough stadium. They got crazy fans. We're going to see the flares. We're going to see the smoke. But Leipzig plays in the Bundesliga and for Leipzig, so they're used to seeing some wild shit, to put it lightly. I don't think this is kind of a must-win for Leipzig so they can solidify that second place spot.
Yeah.
Red Star, I actually am upset that you won that playoff. I don't want you here at all, to be completely upfront about it. But Leipzig by 1 million, Openda anytime. I like Openda Windcast, even if anyone's going to get it. Poulsen's shockingly getting a lot of playing time when Timo Werner's like right there. So I don't know exactly who's going to be playing with him. I think if Timo Werner plays with him, it takes chances away from him. If Poulsen plays with him, he's just kind of it adds a little chaos up front, but he's more likely to give the ball to Openda. That being said, I'd rather watch Timo Werner and Openda and just goals instead of Poulsen stumbling around up front. Love Poulsen though. Woo. But Leipzig by 1 million.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Red Star. I know this is your fans are gonna have a good time. You're gonna get people out there. Building's gonna be rocking. You're going to get some nice fucking ticket revenue. You get a nice share of the pot for just making UCL and playing here, that you should be able to do a lot of really nice things in the future with. Leipzig, if you don't come on the road and shit pump this team, you don't belong in UCL either. That's just facts. So yeah, I love Xavi Simons for fucking everything here. Openda, like you said, Poulsen, he's not my favorite guy, but he plays, he gets minutes. So yeah, I mean, it's a Leipzig shit pumping, or Leipzig, you don't deserve to be here.
Yeah, pretty much. Next one we got. I'm hyped for this game. Lazio versus Feyenoord. Feyenoord's getting disrespected, and I'm trying to tell you guys that this team, if they get hot against you, they will shit pump you like 4 or 5 goals. Jimenez for a shot on target, or for 2 shots on target. I love the number. Jimenez for a goal is a plus sign. I got it at plus 125, which is fine for me. Jimenez for 2 goals plus 700 and chop it around. This is all he owes us. This guy got suspended for 2 matches. This is all get back time. Get those fucking numbers up. Get PSV that big number so they can sell you for like 90 mil rather than the 60 right now that you're probably worth. Jimenez, I am taking everything that he has. I'm taking it, even if you want to go like for him to take 4 shots. I think he might hit that in the first half. Like any opportunities now when you watch him play in Europe, and he did just miss penalty kick. He Panenka'd it over the crossbar, so it was obviously brought to my attention very quickly because it's Panenka or die over here. So I'm with him. If you want a Panenka, you fucking Panenka. It's a bad look when you kick it over the whole net. He's not one of those players where he's going to go into like a little hole like he's Immobile, though. He's one of those like, fuck, now I got to go score twice. Like, because, yes, they did come back and they still won. But Feyenoord, they're my wagon. Them on the draw, no bet. You can get on a plus sign. I have no respect for Lazio at all.
Facts, and you shouldn't, because God help me, wasted, let's call it 200 fucking minutes of my time watching the last 2 Lazio games. Lazio, you had no business getting that winner versus Fiorentina in the 94th minute off of an Immobile PK to win 1-0. That was a 0-0 game in a torrential downpour where every chance you had in front of their net, you fucking whiffed. That said, Fiorentina don't foul people in the box, and you win and you get a draw there. So do better. But Lazio,
that game, that's all I'll say. Fuck them.
But also Lazio, you just went on the road and lost to Bologna, and like, don't get me wrong, I told you guys over the last week when we did the show Wednesday, like normally I'm like, yeah, dude, Bologna, they're kind of a wagon at home, they keep a good game, blah 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 blah. There's only 2 dudes I respect on that whole fucking squad. It's Orsolini and Xerxes. And Xerxes scored early, and then you proceeded to do fuck all about it for 90 minutes, Lazio. So I'm not high on this Lazio squad at all. And if they lose this game, they're fucked because they're at 3 points. Atleti's at 5, and Feyenoord's at 6 now, I want to say. Let me double check that. Yeah, Feyenoord's at 6. So,
6. Oh, shit.
So if you give Feyenoord 9 points and Atleti gets a home draw with Celtic, you're looking at Europa, Lazio, which is where you belong. So I like Feyenoord here. I think they're very live on a draw, no bet. But like said, Jimenez is plus 132 for an anytime goal. So I'm going to bet that. I'm probably going to bet a brace. And I might even sprinkle a hat trick. Now, this is away, and it is in Italy. But, like, how many people in Rome are coming out to see Lazio? I don't know how jumping this stadium's going to be. I hope they are. But, like, Feyenoord travels deep. There'll be a lot of Feyenoord fans in the crowd.
Yo, Jimenez got a Real Madrid rumor. I don't think you understand. Every time you're in the Champions League now, this is, hey, time to shine. This is your scouting report right here, bro. So that's why when he got suspended for the first 2 matches, this is all get back time. If this man doesn't score, I'll be shocked. You see the videos of his girl cheering in the stadium too? Because I know she was upset for that Panenka miss. I know she was mad about that one. Next one we got Milan versus PSG. Only thing I want to hammer home again. Mbappe's dad was on Milan. Milan is his favorite team. He's going into the San Siro. His goal is at a plus sign. What I'm really hoping for is that Milan win this game 2-1. But I'm also scared that Mbappe could just pop off for a hat trick because this is his favorite club. This is like nostalgic for him. I still think this is his last run with PSG in the Champions League, who he did promise the Champions League to, which is still on the table. And Mbappe Golden Boot. I'm on that ticket still, but on the flip side, I also don't want to get caught telling you guys, this Milan team's different. This Milan team, they did all those things. They are different. They look like fucking trash right now, though. They look like absolute garbage. The defense doesn't have it figured out. Tomori kind of looks out of place. The
manager's a bag of dicks.
Yeah, the subbing by the manager is so absolutely ridiculous half the time. And then when you see how many leads he's blown and they can't play from behind. So when PSG gets this early Mbappe goal, I have a feeling that Milan's kind of going to get buried. But we're also at the San Siro. It's also a Champions League night at the San Siro. This is AC Milan. This is the game where you have to turn it around too. So if you're a good manager and you're a good football club, this is where you go, all right, this is our group to take. Like, this group's wide fucking open as much as everyone's trying to talk shit, because I know we're both on Milan qualifying. This group is wide fucking one win. This entire
you go last to second with a win here.
Yeah. So Milan, it's kind of a must win for them. PSG, this would solidify them as qualifying. I do think Mbappe is going to have a day. I love him for 2 shots on target. I love Mbappe goal. But the AC Milan draw no bet at the San Siro plus 130. Come on now. You can't not take that. It's a Champions League night. It's just, this is football heritage, everyone.
Look, I'm not going to have a lot of money on this game. You guys already know I'm pretty committed to that Milan to qualify bet. If they don't, nice. If they don't win this game at the San Siro, they're in trouble. And it's tough because you're playing a PSG team that just cooked you. They just absolutely roasted you. And now you're going to be potentially without Pulisic, Chukwueze, and I swear to God, if I see Jovic on that pitch and not fucking Okafor, I'm done. I'll buy a lot of money on PSG money line because, look, I think this Milan squad's deep. I think they have talent. I think they're banged up. I think it's unfortunate. I think their managers made some piss poor personnel decisions. So I can admit that I've had a couple of bad stances on Milan, but I've also made a lot of money on them, and I'm going to continue to make a lot of money on them throughout the season. I don't know if it's going to be today. It might be time to walk away from that ticket. I'm really going to need to see who's healthy. I'm really going to need to see who's in the lineup. And one thing I'm going to hammer home every time we talk about this Milan club is walking out of San Siro with points is no fucking joke. Walking out of the Allianz with points is no fucking joke. Walking out of fucking Bernabeu with points is no fucking joke. There's not a lot of stadiums I say that about, even though it sounds like I do when we start talking about, 14 different leagues. But like in Italy, walking out of the San Siro is no fucking joke. Good luck doing with points. I'm hesitant, but I still like Milan here for at least a draw.
The only other thing I'll say about this game is just kind of, this is a statement game for PSG if you're actually going to be a contender in this competition right now.
Yep.
That's why when you have a player like Mbappe, I feel really nervous for Milan. And on the Milan side, as you talk about the manager, there's a couple of things you need to admit, all right, this one's not working. Maybe the Renders thing ain't working, and you should give Adley that spot. He should be an automatic starter. He completely re-energizes your midfield. He can create starting out of the back. He can cover defensively. He takes long shots. He makes the right passes. If he's playing good, I know that's supposed to be your backup guy, but if one's doing better than the other, just make the switch.
Yep.
If I see Jovic over Okafor, like you said,
I'll put all my money on PSG. I'm literally out.
Yeah, because even having Teo Hernandez on the left side, it has not been the same. He's a defensive liability when he's not successful going forward. He's just like David Alba is for us. So Milan can make me very nervous, but again, at the San Siro, it's really just, I think it's going to be an Mbappe show.
Yeah, the one thing you also got to remember is it's Milan. They've done it more than anybody who's not named Real Madrid. So if any team can fucking put their backs against the wall and figure out a way to get it done, it's Milan.
All right, we're staying in Italy. Next one, we got Napoli versus Union Berlin. You're probably asking me why I have this on here, and it's really just because Union Berlin has been so fucking bad that I'm going to run up some Napoli props here. I'm looking at Napoli -1.5. I think Napoli is actually playing decent football. Defensively, they still aren't there. They they seem to be struggling with not having the best center back in the league,
Yeah.
and possibly one of the top ones in the world. But I do think that offensively, Union Berlin is not going to be able to stop them. Special K to score or assist is probably a safe bet. I would take him for shots. There's nobody on this Union Berlin midfield or back line that I think would slow down this Napoli attack. Zelensky shot on target, get a good number on that one. He likes a jack from the midfield, so he should have a solid number. Raspadori has been fucking cooking. He's been hitting their set pieces. I like him to score assists. If I had to lean anyway, I would go Special K assist and Raspadori goal, though. But safe plays just do both. And I think Napoli run this one up. I think they win probably like 3-1 or 3-0 if Union Berlin's able to get one.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say here. Napoli clean sheets definitely in play. Union Berlin hasn't scored a fucking goal in 5 games. So
Yeah.
you either think that they're shit and they're going to keep being shit, or you're an XG guy who says they're mad due. So pick a side of the argument you want to be on, and that'll tell you whether or not to take both teams to score. Personally, I'm a big believer in the eye test, and you look like shit on the field and you cannot find the back of the net. You're probably not going to do it on the road in Naples.
Yeah, that was just a quick one. We're just going to run it up with Napoli. So next one, we got Real Sociedad versus Benfica. If this was last year, I'd be really stoked about this game. But it's this year, so I'm just going to take Rafa Silva for a shot on target, Yalmara for a shot on target, probably get plus signs on both of them, and then Kubo to score or assist. I think Benfica is getting absolutely disrespected by this line, but based off their form in the Champions League and looking at Real Sociedad's, I can't really argue it. Play better football, Benfica. That's all I'll say about this game. But I'm going to go with the two guys that I know that play good offense that you're saying won't hit the rectangle for plus money.
Yeah. Look, I was wrong. I was wrong about Benfica, and it couldn't have been more evident than last week when Sociedad went in there and got a nice gritty 1-0 home win. Sociedad at their crib, gonna be tough. It's always tough coming to the Basque Country. I don't care who you are. It's tough to get points in Spain. Kubo to score assist, gotta play it. Just have to keep playing it at the numbers they keep giving us because this dude's too fucking good. Backschweit, something with the B and the X that I can never figure out how to pronounce. Him to hit the rectangles like plus 120. If he starts, I'm playing that shit. Orzabal, I don't know, guy's kind of good. I've watched. He's kind of good. He's plus money to hit the rectangle. Where is it? Sociedad team total over 1.5 is -118. Benfica's not very good on the road. They're not very good in general. I would really like to respect, that guy. I have Bertexa, yeah.
Dude, his name is shortened on his jersey to like Baronetta. That's
I know. I
just like ignored. I was like, oh, okay.
Right. So I would love to respect Benfica, but I've tried to, and they've proven to me that they can't be respected. So until I figure out otherwise, I ain't respecting them. But Sociedad just to score 2 at home, it basically even money, seems like a really nice number.
Yeah, I just, man, I would love for Benfica to turn it on out of nowhere and just Yao Mario and Rafa Silva just go to town. Like David Neres is like, wait, I'm not going to be stoned for this game, guys. Let's fucking get it. Next one, we're staying in, well, it's a Spanish team at least, whatever. We're going back to London. Arsenal versus Sevilla. Sevilla's fucking plus 800. That's the only thing I really want to talk about is the absolute disrespect to Sevilla in European football when they have won so many European I think they've beaten Arsenal on multiple occasions when nobody saw that shit coming, did you? So, again, nothing against Arsenal, but both teams to score is -110. Love that number. I think both of these defenses are absolutely garbage. I think En-Nesyri's is completely capable of getting on the end of a cross. I think Ocampos is completely capable of getting on the end of a cross. I think Ivan Rakitic is very capable of hitting a set piece, hitting a rebound, filling a space, and putting a shot on frame, and getting one past Raya, who has not impressed me as a goalkeeper at all. And I think you're doing Ramsdale dirty. I think Sevilla plus 1.5 at minus 110 is a fucking beautiful number when both of these teams haven't shown that they can really play any good defense. This is a team that let Chelsea score 2 goals on them, who then couldn't score at home against fucking a Beverage. So, it's just weird to rate Arsenal and the way they've been kind of squeaking through. They only have 1 loss in the league, but we'll see how Sevilla travels. They're not the best traveling team. I just think that plus 800 is a absurdly high number for this Arsenal team.
I think Sevilla score. Arsenal, you just lost. Your coach threw a hissy fit. I'm not going to throw you under the bus this show because I have Wednesday for that, but you lost and you were pretty bitch-made about it. You were, and everybody knows it. That said, Sevilla hasn't won a fucking road game the entire season. So do with that information what you will. They do find goals, but Sevilla's defense is dog shit. They give up a ton of goals. And like I said, they haven't won they won a Copa del Rey match against way low.
Yeah, okay, fact check this guy then. That's right.
Spanish league team. Only 3-0, by the way. They only won that one 3-0. So, and Getafe stopped their opponent fucking 10-0. So I'm just saying, Sevilla hasn't played anyone from a first division anywhere on the entire planet and gotten 3 points on the road. So I don't think they're going to start.
Score every game, though.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to start going to Arsenal. But stranger things have happened. Dortmund beat Newcastle.
Yeah, that is very true. All right, moving on. Next one. Bayern versus Galatasaray. This is just legitimately the same thing I said last time, where it's like, I feel like, again, Galatasaray is going to Bayern. I was wrong. They didn't cover the spread, maybe kind of a little bit of a bullshit goal last minute. But this game is almost unbettable unless you want to go Icardi, anytime goal scorer, which he's completely capable of. We've seen it. Icardi shot on target, Icardi 2 shots on target, all bettable numbers. Zaha shot on target plus number, and Arturkulu, whatever, shot on target. Or if you want to take him to score assists, I know he's a lot of assists, but just another shot on target for him is also plus money. So, Bayern has holes. We've seen their defense placed open. Neuer is back, so there's going to be somebody in net to save them and whatnot. I've also seen those big fucks just absolutely crush people in the box. We're looking at DeLitt. We're looking at Kim. We're looking at Upamecano. Not the most graceful guys. Could there be a penalty? Yes. That's another reason. The Icardi number is absurdly high again. And he averages pretty much a goal a game. So it's really hard not to just throw just a bag on him. But Galatasaray.
He didn't score the other day when he was minus 275?
No, he didn't.
Oh, shit. So, yeah, that means he's averaging probably less than a goal a game now because he was averaging over a goal a game.
He's washed now then. Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, he's washed.
Nobody bet him. I want to take the spread again just because it's such a good number at plus 1.5. But Bayern's beating the shit out of some teams. So I'm going to just stick with playing offense.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to back Galatasaray. You guys heard both me and Leg talking them up. We told you they were going to beat United outright. And what did they do? They beat United outright. This is the Allianz. Bayern just completely disassembled Dortmund in Der Klassiker. Bayern's cooking. They're finding form. I wouldn't be surprised if Kane drops another hat trick. I'm sorry. Yeah. I would really like to not say that because Galatasaray, you're a good team. I took you on an outside chance to qualify from this group, and it's looking fantastic, by the way, guys. But yeah, you play good football. It's so hard to go in the Allianz and come out with anything other than a loss and your pride. if you're able to keep it to 1 goal, you can walk out of there with your head held high in your pride. 2 goals even isn't a bad feat. But like, I don't know, Byron could completely disassemble this team and it might be over at halftime. But like I said, Zaha shot on target plus 130 is disrespectful.
Ooh,
like they're going to put Galatasaray is going to find offense. Like Byron's defense and midfield has holes that can be picked apart, and they will give up shots. But they're super clinical when they finish. So like if they have 9 shots on target, they might score 7. So that's the problem with Byron, and that's kind of what you expect. So I think Galatasaray get one on the road. It's just minus 150 is a lot of juice to pay on both teams to score.
Mm-hmm. All right, next one I got for you. It's PSV versus Lens. What can I say about this PSV team? Well, I'll tell you that minus 135 for them at home is a fucking joke. Still just absolutely. I know I hyped them up, and then they've choked against Arsenal, and then I think they blew their win last time too, and it's just been very upsetting in the European football. But these guys also just put up 11 goals in the last 2 games, and now they're hosting Lens at the crib, where they are just absolutely running shit. If you watch any type of Dutch football, they're absolutely running shit. Lozano is now hot. He's got a hat trick in his last game. Luke de Jong is still just scoring almost every single game. Veerman is now dishing. I think he's already got 7 assists. It's just everything at PSV at home when they're back in the Netherlands holding it down is just golden. So it's hard for me not to take PSV. Minus 135, Luke de Jong plus 125 for his goal. I don't respect Lens either. I respect them at home, I think is what I'm supposed to do. But away, fuck you, Lens.
Yeah, I mean, Lens, I guess they did get a 4-0 win over Nantes after their Champions League draw with PSV, but they drew over the weekend. Lens is starting to lose some steam. They're starting to become the team me and Leg kind of told you they were. I have no idea who that Lens team is that beat Arsenal. Good for you. But that, in my opinion, was all of your UCL luck used up. You blew your entire load. You're not walking into the Netherlands and you're not walking out with 3 points. That's for sure. PSV on the money line. I've seen minus 125 at a couple of places, but probably a little more readily available at minus 130. I'm fine paying that number because, like I said, Lens has 1 win in their last 5 matches and a shit ton of draws, and they're not very good away from their building. And their chance to beat PSV was in their building, where they went down 1-0 early, and it wasn't super late, but they ended up drawing the game. But PSV continued to attack and find better chances on the road there. PSV puts this game away at home. Give me PSV on the money line. De Jong, anytime goal. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to twist my arm to get in Chucky Lozano props. Dude was at Napoli last year and had probably double-digit goals for them. So why can't he do it in the Netherlands against a fucking French side?
I'm all in on Veerman assist also. He's just been dishing. He's doing his best Tony Kroos impression. Moving on, we're going to Real Madrid versus Braga. I don't really have a lot to say about this. This is kind of like a Real Madrid stat padding game for me, so I'm going to just keep it simple. Vinny assist. This is a Rodrigo game, by the way. Rodrigo goal. That's going to hit. Cruz shot on target. And then Victor Gomez is going to be guarding Vinny. He's going to get booked. This is now the 4th match. This is where we start betting cards. I'm fucking here for it. If you have to guard Vinicius Jr., you're probably going to get booked. I'm sorry. I know you don't have too many bookings so far this year, Victor. You also have not guarded Vinicius Jr. Guler. This is it. We're debuting him. I'm calling it. I'm taking him for a shot on target. Blindly, by the way. Guler he's not going to start, but he will sub in. We're going to be up 3-0, and he's going to sub in. And he's just going to feel like, oh, my God, I finally have the shirt on. I'm out here. And he's going to jack one shot, and the goalie's just going to catch it. And I'm going to be like, word, thanks for the bread. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's Madrid by a million. I'm going to look at the lineup when it comes out 4.5 hours early, and I'm going to play props. And I'm going to play those props play around with those props for probably 3 hours. So yeah, I'm not going to give you any Madrid picks in advance.
You can follow him at Burrows right there.
Yep.
Yeah, just rinse, repeat whatever Madrid picks I usually give you because, like, Braga, y'all can't hold us at the right away. Moving on, we got Salzburg versus Inter. Inter's a very bettable number. They were sitting at minus 170, which is it's high, but you again can just throw in the fact that Salzburg can't really play too much defense, but they do have an electric attack. I like Inter and over 1.5 in this one. I think Martinez is going to save his magic for the Italian league instead of the Champions League because he doesn't really have that much magic in his bag. I would wait for lineups here, and I'd probably pick an obscure Inter Milan guy because you're traveling to Salzburg. People get sick. People travel funny. You're already at the top of the group. Blah blah blah. This is where guys get different chances. So I think Inter takes care of business here, and I think there's going to be a little bit of sloppiness in goals, but I don't know who's going to be playing up front for Inter.
Yeah, I mean, I might take Inter for a clean sheet is definitely worth a look. I know they've given up a couple of goals lately, but like to Atalanta, who I rate way higher than Salzburg. I know Salzburg did get a sneaky one to ruin our clean sheet last UCL, but a 3-1 win in the San Siro. It was a 3-1 win on the San Siro. I think it might be a little... Look, there's always the possibility that Inter goes on the road and tries for a 1-0 win because that is Inter football to a T. That's how they like to play. But I do think it's Inter and over 1.5. I think Salzburg at home, they're going to try and press the issue. And I respect them. I respect them if they come out and play an exciting game and start pushing Inter. I don't think they'll be able to do it for 90 minutes. I don't know if they'll even score. Inter's midfield is super fucking nasty. You guys hear me talk about Denzel Dumfries all the time. I always like him for an assist, shot on target. Cal Halongu is your PK taker, by the way. So I don't want to hear anybody bitching, oh, dude, I took fucking Martinez and they got PK and he didn't take it. Yeah, I know. He hasn't taken them in like 9 fucking matches now. It's Cal Halongu because he's got a fucking howitzer. So yeah, anybody in Inter's midfield is pretty much good for a shot on target. DeMarco, Cal Halongu, Dumfries, Mignon, what the fuck's his name? MY something.
Oh, Mkhitaryan.
Mkhitaryan, thank you. Yeah. Dude, you know how bad I am with names. I just vaguely kind of remember how they're spelled, and I can identify them when I see them. But yeah, all 5 guys in Inter's midfield, you can take them for a shot on target. They love jacking for chicks.
Oh, if anyone scores on Salzburg, also they are the home team. It'll probably be Kanate. So if you are feeling the both teams are scoring, you want to sprinkle something a little for Salzburg, it would probably be Kanate. Last thing, we aren't going to talk about the Manchester United game. You're playing FC Copenhagen. Manchester United money line minus 130. Get your shit together. Manchester United money line minus 130. If you have any Manchester United friends or just know any fans, like they're in your family or something, and they don't win this fucking game, they are no longer allowed to the adult table at the footballing world headquarters. All right, so where Madrid and Barcelona and Bayern and Dortmund, like, we're rivals, we hate each other, and like we'll be like, yeah, you don't belong here. You genuinely will not belong here anymore. You are now a Europa League team. You're down there with them. You're down there with Tottenham, who's also above you on the table. We'll flick you down there with them. Okay, Manchester United, get your shit together. Minus 130. Manchester United versus Copenhagen. Are you fucking kidding me? Sir Alex Ferguson must be just weeping somewhere. That you got, thank God he's not a gambler because you guys have ruined this man's entire legacy that he created at Manchester United if you don't win this fucking game. So that's all. I don't even care who gets it done. I'm not taking any props. I'm doing Manchester United money line. This is for legitimately all of your honor, Manchester United fans.
And they still might lose.
Manchester United money line, bro. Minus 130. Didn't even shop it.
I
was like, holy shit. The mighty are dead. Manchester City's the favorite to win the Champions League, and y'all are minus 130 against Copenhagen. This is the end for y'all. Wow.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to Pitch Wizard Dave about this because he's got to hate himself. He's I know he hates the club, but he still supports. But yeah, Manchester United, you're in the mud and you deserve to be there. And it starts with the bald-headed fuck. But I'm not gonna rant about you anymore. I just will say, it won't shock me if you win the game 1-0 or if you draw.
All right, let's get to this wheel, baby. That was all the games I had for you guys. Now we got a guy wheel for you. As always, we have German bull, French guy, miscellaneous, English dude, Portuguese guy, Brazilian, and then I added another miscellaneous because there's a lot of weird countries out there that I don't know how to name more than like 3 players from, but I like to have options here. Yeah. Both of us hit, by the way, last week. No big deal. That was a golden booty sweep. So if you play the golden booty parlay at your local sportsbook, 1, you're a fucking psychopath. It was probably ice cold. And 2, it hit. We out here. All right, but I'm going first. You know what I probably could have added was Italian.
Yeah.
Probably could have put Italian on there. Miscellaneous. Since Italian's not on there, I'm going to go Raspadori.
All right, I like it.
Raspadori.
He is fucking cooking right now.
I know. All right, you got Brazilian. Who you taking?
I gotta make sure their number is bettable.
I don't know if it will be since it's Braga. Like,
yeah, what other teams have a Brazilian
striker? No, I'm just playing. He's hurt. Neres is Brazilian. Martinelli is Brazilian.
Martinelli is Brazilian, okay.
Who else is there? Wow.
Jesus, yeah, Gabriel Jesus is Brazilian.
He's hurt, isn't he?
Is he? Okay.
I don't know. I just always assume he's hurt.
I don't know. I'll follow fucking Arsenal.
Who's PSG got now? Any Brazilians on there? I don't think so. Wow.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah, or Casemiro. I can always take Casemiro.
He's hurt.
Oh, that's right. Shit.
That's why they're garbage. Like, you might be stuck.
Rodrigo's a plus number. I'll take Rodrigo.
Rodrigo it is.
Vinny was plus 102, and I feel scuzzy giving you a plus 102 for a golden booty.
All right, well, that's all we got for you guys. It said Manchester United on our screen for a long-ass time. Yeah. All right, make sure you follow us for all the picks. This is no lineups. We'll have the lineups tomorrow, 12 p.m. sharp for you at 2 Foot Talk. That's at TWO Foot Talk. If you want to follow me for all my props and bets and all of my content at A Young Leg, same deal with Oaks content, writing, shows, picks, all that jazz at Burroaks77. If you need any drip, it's cold out. We got the new hoodies and whatnot out, all the hats and all that shit over on TFT Drip. Scroll down, link in bio. But yeah, fuck with Jared.
It's what you're hearing.
We 2 Foot Talk.
And we out.